All right, thank you everyone for joining us in progress. This is round 4 of the 2023 Derby City Classic One Pocket Division, and you'll see on your screen Skyler Woodward is running the balls. He's playing the one and only Ohio's best, Shannon Murphy. Skyler's playing for 6 from here. I am your host, Scott Frost, aka The Freezer. Looks like Skyler's got an opportunity to come all the way out here or all the way over, I believe, the 2 passes. Yeah, so the 11 does play. I believe he's got an angle. I know that this angle doesn't justify some of the shots, but I can tell you this ball plays, and so does the 2. Woodward playing for 4. And we see 3 of them now, don't we? So you'll go to the 2 here and the 14. He's got options from there depending on if he gets a good angle on the 14. He can come around, maybe a 2-rail, 3-rail wraparound for the 8. Or you could also possibly play the bank. He could go into the balls. It's all up to what Sky wants to do. Let me speak on these 2 guys real quick. Both top players in the game. Shannon Murphy, a well-known and respected bank pool player. Obviously, Sky Woodward, a well-known and respected bank pool player. But I've got to elaborate on Sky's one pocket game over the last year and a half. It has jumped up leaps and bounds. He is no joke. And here he is playing for 1 with a straight back on the 8. How clean did he hit it? About perfect is all. And Skyler Woodward takes game number 1 in round number 4. No players have a loss. Do us a favor. This video is brought to you in cooperation with Bad Boy Billiards Productions. The stream is sponsored by Hustling USA, Clothing Company, JB Custom Cases, Olivier Custom Cues, and Lippman Lights. Thank you so much for your support. Shannon Murphy to break the balls. He's trailing 1-0. Tells me that Skyler Woodward has won the lag. Therefore, if this match goes hill-hill, Skyler would be a pretty big favorite. Any time you win the break or the lag in a race to 3, you immediately, if you're even match, become a pretty good favorite. Now, right away, I see that Sky could do the conventional, right? He could come down to this 11 ball that's nearest Shannon's pocket. Looking at other options, can he bank the 4 1-rail into the 11 and swing the cue ball 2 rails? This is containing and it's pretty solid. He's had it turn out real nice as well. Note the 13 and 11 opening up for Skyler down the road. Immediately, I think Shannon could knock the 4 to his side and stick him on the 5 and 7. I don't think you really need to do any more than that. I don't think Skyler can cut that stripe. You could really lock him up there. Just nudge him up into the 5 and 7. If he doesn't like that, maybe he can manufacture something with the 4 off the stripe. Play the cue ball up off the bottom rail. Yeah, pretty dangerous. I don't feel like he thought that out completely, and against a shot maker like Skyler Woodward, this could prove very painful. I don't know what the 8-3 is doing in Shannon Murphy's corner, but Sky's going all out here on the bank, and he's going to pocket it. Well, didn't want to run into the 11, I can tell you that. He's kind of got the 50-yard line. He's got decisions to make. Do you play the 15 with position on the 13 and 4, or do you come all the way down? The angle tells me that he might have to come all the way down. Otherwise, I don't know if he can hold. I believe he can actually hold for the 4 and 13. I think he took a look at the 8-3 in Shannon's pocket as well. Let's see what he chooses. He might have overcut this. Yeah, and I think he was worried, kind of like what I was talking about there. That 14 was looming. Can Shannon get to the 8-3? I believe he can if it's wired. Immediately going to it. 3 might be a hair high, meaning that he'd have to get to the underside of the 8. I mean, he's got some options here, though. If he wanted, he could cut the 14, but there's not a big future if that 3's not wired. No, it looked like it was going a hair high from my angle, and I didn't have a real good angle. So I feel like a couple quick errors, or maybe just not taking the time to judge what was really there. He had to catch the underside of the 8 to pocket that 3. And in a race to 3, you just don't have time to recover from errors against top players like Skyler. Yeah, before you know it, you can be down 2-0 with him breaking. Don't believe that the 10, can he play the 10-7 combination? Is the cut available where he could draw it straight back for the 15? I don't think those balls are actually frozen. If he does anything on this side, like towards the 14, he needs to protect against the 5. So now he's looking at my shot. He can even go forward, I guess. The ball would have gone. So he tells me he could have cut at that ball and drawn it. Kind of an interesting selection there. He obviously didn't feel 100% comfortable with it. Try and make the 7 with the cue ball here. Done a fine job. It's an effective shot that a lot of guys don't shoot. It's very simple. But you're removing some balls and kind of repositioning balls at the same time pocketing his ball. 14 causing Skyler issues going up table. 13 and 4 really do benefit Skyler, though. In a big situation, those could come up later unless they get moved. Might just have to come off the 6, framing it into the side of the 1, playing them both up table, drawing his cue ball to the bottom rail here. Skyler, more of a down table player, likes to keep the pressure on you, and this is what he's done. He's done very well at it as well. The 2-3 looked pretty good to Skyler's hole. Shannon's going to get rid of that immediately. Good cue ball speed there. Something that simple is very effective. Getting that cue ball on the rail is a factor. Can Skyler ticky in behind this 14? Or is the 8 risky? Yeah, he might leave a cut on the 8, so he's going to remove the 6. Pretty good. Note the concentration on the cue ball. Most important, he did move the 14 and 3. These balls look like they're going to go up table. Yeah. Like to have gotten another rotation out of the cue ball there. He comes off the 8 here. Come off the 2 as well, but I like the position of the 2. It's a little closer to the 2, might be a little easier to control the cue ball. But moving the 8 might be a little bit better, I don't know. He needs that 2 to settle. I don't think Shannon will bank at this. Just going to come off of it. A little lazy, in my opinion, and I'm not picking on Shannon. I bet that if he watches this, or when he watches this, he'll agree. He could have put a little more effort into that. It's really important to get that cue ball to the bottom rail. We all do it, don't get me wrong, but you'll notice that Skyler's putting some effort into that. Shannon could go to the 5 here and play that cue ball up behind the 1. If the 5 knocks the 1 out of the way, it's okay. You still got the pack. I'm a little surprised he's not going up table there. He did better with the cue ball. 5 caught the point. Neither of these guys are wasting any time. I feel like Shannon plays a little slower than this, so he might have fallen into Sky's tempo at the moment. Sky definitely good at bringing the tempo, right? Plays a quick pace. It tends to want you to play the same with him. That pace just kind of sets the mood, and sometimes you have to snap out of it, play your own game. Definitely don't want to play another player's pace at this game. Now that available option of utilizing that cluster of balls over there, the 5, 13, 12, 4, as coverage is kind of gone. Could have done it the shot prior. Yeah, I don't know. He's hesitant to move the 3. Boy, this seems risky. You just don't want to leave Skyler any type of look. Yeah, I think this is the right move. He didn't want to move those 2 balls, but sometimes you have to. If you want to win, a lot of times you have to. So, an up-table, unexpected up-table game early with these 2 guys. Both of them waiting for the other to make the first error. Could just stop right there. Yeah, I like that. Doesn't want to tie the 1 up. He did. Leaving them parallel with this stack, though, now really he's just forced Shannon to chip off the bottom of the 5. Harry's focused on the cue ball. He's done really well. Really well. Skyler might have to go to this 3. Does the 5-4 bank to Shannon's side in any way? He's going to move him. Can't blame him here. He's really focused on digging that cue ball back. He has done that. I don't know. Does the 1 and 14 cover the 4 up? Can Shannon bank it something? Put pressure on Sky, like swinging the cue ball down behind the 5 and 2. Is there anything there? Once again, he could go forward with the 4. This is good. He's put a lot more focus into the cue ball now. Even though there's a fraction space, that will help Skyler quite a bit, but making things a little bit tougher on him when you get it that close to the rail. Yeah, I think Skyler's got options here. He can go forward with the 3, bring him down behind the 15, might be worried about the 1. I wouldn't be too concerned about the 1. I think I like 2 railing this 3 and playing the cue ball down like just before the right diamond on the lower right side of the table. Yeah, just like so. Just like so. Yeah. Not that it does a lot. Because Shannon can come off the top of the ball on the foot spot and just cross it up table. Really control the cue ball here. Typically. Well, he's hit that haphazardly, in my opinion, and just something like that can end up costing you the game in a lot of situations. Really want to bear down and put all your effort and energy into getting that cue ball laid down on the rail. And Shannon knows this. It just didn't happen. And there's going to be times where none of us execute the way we think we're supposed to. Sky had a lot of distance. He also did get it to the rail. Is the 4 available? No. And the problem here is now trying to get the cue ball all the way back. They could sell something out because they got to hit it so hard. So he had to take a passive hit like this and just leave the cue ball out in space. Sky'd like to open that 14 and 1 up using the 6. He didn't want to catch the point. That's for certain. Shannon want to take a look at this 1. It's the sense I get. It's pretty tight, it seems. He's got to shorten it up a bit, but he banks very well. Oof. That might hurt. Depends on how Sky feels here. I think he's got to drift down to the low end of the 3 here, but he will have to hit it with a little bit of speed in order to do that. Does it trickle in? Well, it was close to trickling in. He hit it with the perfect speed. Is Shannon completely covered on this 1? Looks like he's covered. If he is covered, does he cut at it? There's no scratch in play. I guess, I don't know. I don't know if you take that chance. He's at the table. He's going to feel it better than I am. Yeah, that better go. He's hit it really nice. Wow. He actually hit that ball very good. You know that you're going to go into the 14 or 4 there. So the problem with shooting that is it could very easily cost you the game. Or at least trailing by 5 or 6 balls. Woodward has 3, playing for 5. Murphy did hit that that cut quite well. Just held up. Skyler's got options here. He could try and draw it between the 2 and 12. He could punch 1-2 behind the 4. I almost like that more because if you overhit it, you're going to have a shot on the 2. Yeah, like this. But I'm thinking in my mind, if I overhit that, I'll have a shot on the 2. So I think he underhit it just a little bit. He shoots so straight, he could recover quite easily. Knocks this 4 down, gets on the 12. Tough shot, though. It was pretty steep. We are playing on 4¼ inch pockets. Not your usual Derby City 4.5 with new cloth. This year, it's 4¼ which makes the tables play quite a bit tighter. I know the top players like it. They've had a couple long matches this week, but the players really like it. Shannon Murphy at the table. That's interesting. Rarely do I see a player do that. So he's setting Skyler up to leave himself a bank on the 10, but the problem with the bank on the 10 is that I don't think it's free. Let's see if Shannon banks the 10, because if he does bank the 10, that's what he was wanting Skyler to leave him. It looks like he's going to. I can't fault him. Skyler didn't get the cue ball in the pocket. He had to swerve it a bit. Oh, he's hit it really well. Did it get there? Just a bit off the mark. Put a nice stroke on that ball, though. Skyler should be able to two-rail this 10 out. A little high karate. If he feels good about the 5, he can shoot it. I think you would have to draw the cue ball into the 13, though, if you're going to do that. This angle, it looks a little thin. Yeah, this is pretty thin. Is this necessary? If you don't hang it up, you're going to let your man back into the game. You know, he thought about it. He said, no, this isn't necessary. Let's just remove this 10 and carry on with a 4-ball lead at 5-1 in game number 2, round number 4 of the Derby City Classic 1 pocket. Now Shannon's got to think twice before banking at this 5, unless he just decides to go all out. Wow. I must say, really nice control to go into the 11 the way he did. Really nice control. I don't know if Sky can bank that 6-1 rail and utilize the 13 to cover Shannon up. I don't know that the angle really permits. Skyler might just have to come down table somehow with the cue ball, clip off the 6. He's got some options, actually. He could come off the 13 and Z the cue ball 2 to 3 rails down below the 5. He's not really in a trap, even though he might feel like it. Yeah, he's looking at the 13 now. Just chip off the edge of it with a little right. Or can he bank the 6 and use the 13? He just decided to bank it straight in, and he did leave him off angle on the 5, where, you know, that isn't a hanger, so Skyler felt good about pocketing that 6. He hit it great, obviously. But if you feel good about pocketing it, you know it's either going to get close or hang up. Go ahead and let your man shoot from 8 feet away on the rail. Pretty well done there, in my opinion. I think he made a good decision. Now he can cross at this 5. Obviously, he had to make that bank in order to do real well at it, but how did he hit that bank as well? These pockets are holding up. We're not real late into the tournament, but they are holding up well. this is going to put Skyler on the hill. Shannon was forced to pocket that for him. It's a good shot. I mean, that was a great hit as well. He's trying to get a lot of different things done at once there. I don't mind him taking that chance. He actually overcooked it, which is hard to do in that position. Plus pocketed the 8, kind of jumbled those balls, put the cue ball in a real nice spot. So I definitely didn't mind that chance that Shannon Murphy took. Skyler going to come off the 8, or can he force follow the 2 and stick? Come off the 8, go into the back of the 2. Well controlled. Yeah, in these situations, you know that your opponent, meaning Shannon, is going to stay as aggressive as possible in this scenario. So you, being the player with the 7-1 lead, really need to be conservative as possible. Let that opponent make the mistake. Got the double kiss there. Kind of forced that bank. Understandable. Under the circumstances, definitely understandable. He's going to straight back the 10, cross over into the 15. He's hit it a hair short. Slight opportunity for Shannon here. He's got 2 options here. You can commit to crossing it into the 2 or try to cross it clean. I like hitching it heavy into the 2 because you can hit it firmer. But he didn't spin it like I thought he would. Cue ball took a straighter path off the rail. Does Skyler play this carom? It looks like it lays well. But I don't think he's playing it. He's going to remove them both. Oof. Those didn't finish well for Shannon. Can Shannon see the 11? To 2 railing, going to the back of the 2 here. Boy, he really smoked that one. Huh. The reason he hit it so hard is, note the cue ball, he used what we call high karate, which is a force follow. And when doing that, you gotta hit the object ball a wee bit harder. Skyler Woodward, to win the second game, might have dove out just a fraction there. I do know Shannon Murphy knows the kick and stick. This is one of his better shots. He played this, which is a nice play. Utilized the 2 as coverage there. Wrapped the cue ball around. 3 to 4 rails. Tells you how good he hit that. Skyler's forced to come off the blue 2. Shannon looking to double bank the 11. Where's the cue ball going to go? Did he make it? Looks like it. Oh my gosh. Goodness gracious. Just stopped right at the end. Skyler's got to look at this 2 ball. He's going to let those guys finish shooting up there up top. Wait for his opportunity. If I was a gambling man, I would be betting on Skyler here. He's going to hit this at a medium speed. That way the pocket does take the ball at worst. kind of like I mentioned early in game number 1, before you know it, your opponent can be up 2-0 and breaking on the hill. So a couple of small mistakes early. I don't feel like Shannon's done anything real wrong. A couple of slight mistakes early has led to a pretty big deficit, to say the least. He's hit this fat, though, in my opinion. Yeah, he's hit that heavy. A little heavy-handed. Shannon's got a chance to get back in this game here. If he can knock this 11-2 down and then maybe knock one of these straight backs down. Get in a game where you need 4. Skyler needs 1. I think he can still make this bank. I kind of like just slow rolling it rail first there. And basically playing the cue ball out of the pocket, but you know that you've got the angle you need. This is a little stiff. Nice hit. He does bank very well. Go with the 12 here. Notice the bridge. Yeah, I don't feel like he was solid on that bridge. He moved his hand a time or two. It's kind of one of those loose up in the air bridges. He didn't have a place for his index finger. But he did get 2. Yeah, pretty well controlled. He is going to leave a bank, but he was kind of in a tricky situation there. Shannon deciding which ball to bank. I think he's got to go with the 12. Oh, wow, what a hit. What a hit. And now he's got an opportunity to really get back in this game. Shannon Murphy playing for 4. They are available. He can softly cut this 13, hold for the 2, come back, straight back to 15, and then figure something out on the 8. But he can get back in this game, and he knows it. But the pressure lies on him, being down 1-0. Does that get to the hole? It did get to the hole. He hit it straight in the guts. Playing the deuce, going to swing out 2 rails. A little fat. He got that a little fat. Yeah. He can make this bank, but I think he's got to hit it with speed to shorten it up now. I'd like to have come out a little bit more there. And this is the problem. All that work. He wants to give it to him, but I wouldn't recommend that. But all that work, maybe a little lazy on the 2 or maybe just a little uncomfortable, but he came 2 rails out of that corner way too tight, as he'd like to have been out in the center of the table more. It's going to cost him game number 2, whereas he was really putting the pressure on Skyler if he gets back into that game, them each needing 1. I need to thank this tournament sponsor, who all these sponsors here are putting on the tournament. It's Diamond Billiard Products, Simonis Billiard Cloth, Aramith Billiard Balls, Outsville AccuRack, AccuStats Video Productions, and Masters Billiard Chalk. Thank you guys so much for putting this tournament on. Couldn't do it without you. Do us a favor. Like and subscribe, right? Hit that notification bell. Railbirds TV on YouTube. Please hit that notification bell. Like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Caught that second ball pretty thick there. I think he's gotten away with it, as you'll notice on our screen. Shannon can't see much of the 9, if any. He's immediately going to a shot, so he's going to come off the 13 and put him on the 5, but that's dangerous. Okay, he did get him against the 9. was going to say, if you don't get him high enough, you're going to leave him a bank on the 5. But he did really well there, getting him on the 9. Skyler might actually have to take a foul here and just tuck him behind the 4. He's looking at, what is the 3 and 14 doing? Yeah, so this could be a big mistake from Skyler Woodward. He didn't look at the 314. Well, he got some spin out of the cue ball that he needed. But I promise you the 314 is close. He can't get to it now though. He could prior to that last rail that the cue ball took. So it turned out to be a great shot by Skyler Woodward. He played that as well, which is pretty impressive. He's tried to butter him up, did he? Pretty good cue ball there. Pretty good cue ball there. Yeah, from that distance to glue him to the back of that 9 again is impressive. He's going to have to take a foul. This is what I thought he might consider doing last time, but this might be short. It is a little short. He'd like to have had him covered and stuck behind the 3 and 14. So this provides some type of an escape for Murphy. Do you try and put him under the 9 again? Well, he said he doesn't like living there. Let's do it again. And he has. Yeah. Skyler wanting to come up table. I don't believe the 3 and 14 are available anymore. I think you could. Can he swerve off of the stripe nearest that chalk? If he could swerve with some right and just come over to the lower right rail and down, that's okay. Doesn't really want to take another foul. I think that's his thought process here. I don't know that he's... Okay, so yeah, that's what he did. He swerved and brought him down. Really good. Oof. Nasty cue ball. This makes life very difficult for Murphy. Yeah, Murphy might have some problems here keeping Skyler off the shot. Can he come off the 7 and come into the back of the 9? Is that an option? Soft kicking at the 9 sells the 4 out. I didn't know he could go that way. That's definitely as good as it gets from where he was. He was in a pretty tricky predicament there. Skyler can't bank at the 9 or 4 here. But he can bank at the 13, and he's really good at this back twist bank. He's going to catch the 1 this time, though. Did he get fortunate? He got kind of fortunate. Definitely fortunate the 13 covered the 1 up. Shannon looking to try and play the 14 somehow. Does have the angle to cut the 3 into the 6-14. I just don't think that the 14 goes at this point. Combination bank and stick. Didn't get much out of it. He wanted to get something in front of his pocket there. such a nasty feeling when you've got an opportunity to open balls up and you hit it good, and they just kind of blah. They don't do much, right? Where you have this vision of 3 or 4 balls going by your pocket, and you're using the stack as coverage. And that was kind of one of those situations there. He hit it pretty well. He just caught the balls wrong. And then Skyler kind of overhits it, and the 4 comes back. Does Murphy have a cut on the 11? Boy, you're down 2-0. You've got to change this matchup a little bit. I think you can center ball chop it. Looks to me like you're going to get a shot afterwards. Do you go now or forever hold your peace? What is it, right? You don't want to go down playing safe. That's for sure. So do you take the chance now? You're close to the object ball. I'd make him well above a 50% favorite to make this cut. And that's what he's struggling with right now. But I can tell you as an outsider, I'm not struggling with it. He's supposed to shoot, in my opinion. Yeah, he didn't like it. I never remembered him getting down on the ball that quick. Once he's down, he shoots. Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of that choice. I think he talked himself out of something there. Skyler's definitely going to cross at this 9, and he's got options. He could go up into the 13 or just past it and use everything as coverage. Or does he want to bank at the 8? I felt like you could cross the 9. Just hit it a little thin, play it to the top side of your pocket, play the cue ball over. Using the stack, right? Yeah, I wouldn't shoot this, but he executes it so well you can't argue with him. But he didn't execute it that well. I'm a little surprised at his decision there. Shannon's got a couple options here. I think you've got to cross this 5 fat, hit it heavy, or do you 2-rail or 3-rail the 7? Stick. Yeah, he's done well. Did he leave a gap? That would be unlucky. If he left some type of gap, that's pretty unlucky. He wanted to float the cue ball forward so he didn't leave Sky a cut on the 5. I don't think the gap is there, though. Boy, he hit that ball nice. Oof. He hit it really nice, too. He's done what Shannon did to him early on with the 9. Yeah, so he's cut everything off top. He's kind of forced Shannon. Can Shannon see the 8? Yeah, he's taking a good look. If he can see the 8, he can bank the 8 into the bottom of the 2. Stick the cue ball below the 9. Might luck something in. But I think he's got him cut off from it. Yeah. It's really nice play, very mature play by Shannon Murphy, especially being down 2-0 to have the wherewithal that your opponent owes 1. Yeah, I think they're even in balls now. Let me make sure I've done this right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, the ball counts 0 each. Skyler owed 1, so to have the wherewithal there to play the cue ball behind the 1 and 8 like this is pretty smart. He's putting Sky in a bad position. I really like the play. Being down 2-0 in the match, he knows, Shannon Murphy knows, that all he needs is a little opportunity to get back in this match. This is dangerous. He might be all he can do, but it's dangerous. Did he get him behind it? He did not. I think you're going to see Shannon Murphy shoot here. Yeah, I think you have to shoot here. Might even want to draw the cue ball off the 1. Because if you go forward, I don't know what you're going to... There you go. That's what he's noticed. Yeah, he's overcut it. Oh, this is surprising. I feel like he's rushing a little bit. Maybe I haven't watched him play as much as I think. But I feel like he takes his time a little bit more. Sky tends to do that to you sometimes. You just feel like you're, at a different pace subconsciously. You don't even know it. Yeah, I really do feel like Shannon's rushing a little bit, probably subconsciously. But I could be incorrect about that. Skyler playing for 7. Big mistake here. Woodward playing for 7. He's got 1. Or does he owe another one? Well, howdy doody. He did owe another one. Now, come on, Shannon. Let's see you get back in this match, sir. Got to make a decision here. And whatever it is, it needs to be the right decision. Do you splash everything? Because he's too thin here, I think, to get above the 11. If you try and catch the back of the 11, you could really stick yourself. Okay, that's good. It's better than nothing. But here now, in order to get another shot, note where the 2's going. It's going 1 rail back over to your side. If you catch this 14 into the 6, hit it with a little bit of speed, you know the 2's going to come over. If you draw it, there it goes. Well, the 2 did come over. And it held up? No, it didn't hold up. It was going to hold up, and then it said, I'm not going to hold up, and it went in, obviously. Shannon Murphy with a 3-1 ball lead at this point, pocketing the 5 for Skyler. A little unlucky, right? That ball falls. A couple other times in this match, he's had them hold up. So Skyler really knows he needs to win this game. He knows the ability Shannon Murphy has. Might be time to just come off the bottom of the 6 here. You don't even have to elevate. Just spin it just a little. He elevated. I didn't like taking a risk of leaving some type of bank. I would have put him more down towards the center, but that's okay. They're going up table, that's for sure. I don't think it's any time to panic if you're Shannon Murphy, that's for sure. I think you wanted to keep him off the shot. Yeah, you wanted to keep him off the shot. He hit it short. Shannon's going to get something out of this, isn't he? Man, that's pretty fortunate there. Can he see enough of this to shorten it? Yeah, he sure could. Just didn't get it there. Wow. What a big swing that is. So Skyler's got a decision to make here. He's trailing 3-1. Does he just whiffle this 7 in, or does he pocket the 6? Can you play position trying to bank the 7? I don't think the 6 is removable real easily from where he's at. I think it's too risky. Yeah, he tried to force position. Hit it to the low side, so that tells me the angle did present itself. Now, Shannon Murphy, this is where you need to take your time and take a minute. Do you come below the 10 and out? Can you just draw below the 10 and out for the 1? If you hit it a little weak, you've got the 10. I don't really like coming up table to the 8, because if you don't get there, you can trap yourself. And can you come between the 1 and 10? Yeah, that's not the play there, I don't think. That's why if you hit it too hard, you can trap yourself. Surprised he didn't draw that ball. I mean, he caught the 1. Seemed to get down on that quickly, too. Shannon's not going to be thrilled about that. Skyler's going to get back in this game. Needs 7. We see 3 right there. Needs it to bounce. He's got that. Does he come back for the 8 now? Does he just hold for the 10? Come back and forth. He's tried to come back for the 8. He didn't quite get there. Can he bank the 11? Does the 8 bank? No, the 8 might bank, actually. This angle's tricking me. He's looking like the 8 will bank. He can stiff it with a center inside. Might lose the cue ball. I think I like the 11 more if I'm Skyler, but let's see what he chooses. Can he get the cue ball over for positional or coverage? Shannon keeps messing with his eyes. Seems like, and I've noticed that a couple times during the match. I wonder if he's got something bothering his left eye. What, I mean, that seemed awful quick too. Like, it's 4 balls apiece. He's still in this match. If he can sneak this game out somehow. Where did Skyler go? There he is. Okay. Must be weighing up his options. Can you just bump this 8 down into the corner a little bit? Or do you want to clip off this ball and come back? That's what he's done. Oh, pretty good. Pretty good. From there, he was in a tough spot. Going to the 14 here. Coming off the 15 here. Just don't want to leave him low of the 8. Give him a free bank on it. And That's why he elevated a little bit. Shannon looking to see if the 14-9 or 15 go. I don't know if you can do anything with that 11 right now. I don't think that's bad. Can Skyler get at the... Oh, does the 3 hold? It does. There is a gap there. Yeah, Shannon might have an opportunity here. He's going to look at it. Problem is there's no escape with this cue ball. If you decide to shoot this 11, you've got to commit to it. If you don't make it, you're going to leave the 3. It's down quick. Back and forth for the 8. Oh, good hit. Yeah, a little short. But you can play this. I feel like the last shot was tougher than this one. Oh, and he's overcut it. He's overcut it. I saw a little body movement there as well. The shot he made on the 11 was tougher than that. He just kind of let up on it, I guess. Skyler looking at the 15-3 tells me the 3's not frozen. It's a bigger ball. But geez, the 8 sitting right there, I don't know. Is he going to leave him elevated over the 9? Yeah, it's okay if you could do that. Oh, you can play the 9 into it, but if you're going to shoot that, just play like a semi-stop shot, leave him elevated over the 9 there. Shannon does get a shot. He's got to jack up. Let's see what he chooses. Double bank. I don't hate it. Neither does he. He got a little fortunate that he covered the 3 up like that. But still a pretty good shot selection. I don't know if you can see enough of the 3 to just 2-rail it out. But if he can, that's what he should do, is 2-rail it to his side. Like so. Even a little thicker if you could, but that's okay. Yeah, Skyler's going to put him upstairs here. Yeah. Shannon leads 5 balls to 4. Skyler leads 2 games to nothing, but what does this benefit you shooting the 8? Can you get position? I don't know that I can fault him for shooting it. I just don't know. I feel like you might have risked the game unless you know you're coming in the back of both of those balls. Look at this ball. Wow. I mean, he got everything out of that 3-railer that he possibly could. I think Murphy's kind of forced to make this for Skyler. Well, so he was snookered. Yeah, and you kind of got to feel like that 3 was going to kill regardless, so you had to go forward with the cue ball. He's going to drop that. If not, it's on layaway. So now we've got another change of events. 5 balls apiece. Woodward's got one on layaway. It's getting knocked in right now. So Skyler playing for 2. Murphy playing for 3. What do you do here? Just chip off the edge of the 15. Yes, sir. It's more object ball related there. Of course, you want distance with the cue ball, but if you're focused too much on getting the cue ball on the rail there, you can miss hit the 15. Hope that makes sense to you guys. You don't need to take care of both of them there. You're just trying to keep him off the shot in that scenario. This is well done. Cue ball's awesome. I don't I don't mind leaving my opponents this back cut bank on the 9. If they mishit it, if they hit it a hair weak or they hit it a hair long, they can leave a cross bank in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, Skyler Woodward might be one of the last guys I want shooting it. I think he's shooting at the 15, which I don't mind. So carries position. Yeah, I don't know that he's got to force this. If he feels good about it, though, he can take a shot at this and draw back. Here we go. Yeah, he's hit it short. Really short. And, yeah, that's not gonna bode well for Shannon Murphy, unfortunately. And he knows it. I don't feel like he's played his best, and I don't know that Skyler was attributed to that or not. I just feel like he kind of rushed a little bit. Maybe Sky had something to do with that. A little surprised that Sky's not playing the 2-railer on the 15. I mean, you just come 1 rail out with the cue ball, and it's a real high percentage shot for these guys. Yeah, you can't make the 2-railer on the 5. He's looking at it now. Might be concerned about the cloth and how it reacts, but I don't believe you can make the 5. I think the 15's got it covered here, but what you can do is put Shannon in real big trouble by doing this, by putting the cue ball back up table. Yeah. I wasn't a huge fan of that decision because it didn't go. The ball didn't go. Shannon looking to kick the back of the 8 here and try and creep down. Or is he looking at the 5 off the back of this stripe? I don't know that he can get to it. The 5 off the back of the stripe might be available. Problem here is he looking to cut this? Sure is. Boy, he was on target too. That's a little heartbreaking. I feel like if he hit it with a hair more pace, it goes. It dove to the rail just at the end. Man, that was a really good hit with low right English. He left Skyler a bank here. That's pretty cold-blooded. Yeah, that's pretty cold-blooded. You didn't have to leave him a bank there. Got in like the perfect position. But they say the balls know who's playing better. I don't know. You can take that for what you will. I know one thing. Woodward's playing for 1 and to advance into round 5 without any losses. He's looking to see if the 4 crosses, even if he can hit it thinner than normal. Like if the 4 could go off the 14, or excuse me, the stripe and the 5. Can't really do anything with those balls there. If you catch the 5 wrong, it's going to leave a bank. Yeah, so you need to be careful here. The kiss must be on because he could bank the 4, not even playing to make it, right? You bank it a little thin, and it's going to come towards the 5 in that stripe. It might even go off of it, but it wasn't available. That's why he played it like this. I think, can Shannon kick at the deep part of this 4 and send it towards his hole? It's close. Very close. Not terrible. I understand. Didn't have much. Now, Skyler doesn't want to roll the 4 in there. You do not want to roll it in because Shannon can come off the 4 and stick the cue ball behind the 5 and stripe. What is this? Oh boy, that was going to scratch. Oh my goodness. Look at that. He went from losing to winning to losing to winning. He's back winning again. All right. Shannon Murphy's faced with a little bit of a cluster. I don't know if you can 3-rail this 4 and carry the 5 to your side with any control. Or can you do it the other way? Just 1-rail the 4. Yeah, he was trying to utilize the 5 and stripe as protection there. Lost the cue ball, overdrew it. Skyler Woodward playing for 1 into round 5. We go. And he knocked it down, guys. Thank you so much for having me. We appreciate it. Until next time, we'll see you soon.